So, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time. I say this in every video, but today I wanted to talk about my journey this year that I've had with Bell's palsy. I've kind of put off talking about it, just like in an official video, because I don't know, I just felt like I hadn't come to terms with it completely myself. Okay, I'm not trying to get emotional here. But I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube. I've researched so much about Bell's palsy. And there's just really not that many answers out there. Like, if I'm being honest, if you're somebody who has Bell's palsy right now and you're coming to my video thinking that I'm going to give you answers, there's just no answers out there. I know how frustrating it's been with the doctors and nobody giving you any hope, you know? And it's been a lot, but I want to start off. Let me just backwards to how it all started. So in case you didn't know, I actually did get Bell's palsy back in the day when I was like 15, 16. I think I was like 16 when I got it. I'm now 24. So when I got it back in the day, it lasted for like 2 weeks, and afterwards it was just kind of a joke, like, oh, that was so funny, and my face went right back to normal. After I got it, I had always noticed a little bit that my mouth was like maybe not as symmetrical, but literally nobody ever noticed unless I actually brought it up. So for me, that first time was easy breezy, fine. And then when earlier this year in January, I was actually like on a trip and we were out to dinner, and I started to feel like I had a lot of pain in the back of my neck, like just immense pain. It was so terrible, and I just felt like I had slept wrong. And I kept telling my boyfriend, my neck hurts, but I was like, you know, maybe I just sleep better and I'll be fine. And then I just remember being out to dinner, getting a little bit of a headache, and then also my tongue went tingly. And that was my I don't know how you say it. That was like the sign, because I knew the first time I got Bell's palsy, that's what happened. My tongue went tingly, right? So I told my boyfriend, I said, I think I'm getting Bell's palsy again. And he was like, you know, like, let's feel it out. Let's see what happens. So I fell asleep that night, and when I woke up, I went to the mirror and my face was completely paralyzed. I couldn't move my mouth, I couldn't blink. And earlier that night before, actually, my eye was twitching a lot. Like, it was like crazy twitching, and I thought that was very weird. But yeah, when I woke up, it was completely paralyzed, like just back to when I was 16 again. And we went to the doctors, went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, yep, it's Bell's palsy. He didn't do any testing, he didn't do anything, which that's a whole nother story. Insurance and doctors kind of suck. But yeah, he just said, you know, here's some antibiotics and here's some steroids, and you know the drill. You've already had Bell's palsy, you know, you just gotta wait it out, wait for it to get better. But this time with my Bell's palsy, it was a lot different than the first time. I was experiencing so much pain, like just pain throughout the back of my head, pain through here. I couldn't listen to music. I remember at that time I was obsessed with the Billie Eilish album, and I was listening it to in the car when we were coming back from the hospital. And I remember she hit like that really high note in one of her songs. And that was the most painful thing I'd ever experienced. Like, literally, I yelled at my boyfriend. I said, turn that off. I can't, because the high note just it was pain inside my head. So it was hard because, one, your eye is now completely open because your muscles do not close your eye. So my eye was watering. I was experiencing this like headache, migraine it lasted for 2 weeks, where every single day I couldn't even function. I didn't want to look at light. I literally just laid in bed for those 2 weeks and I couldn't do anything. And I went to my primary doctor and she was like, oh no, you're fine, like it'll go away. And then I went again because my pain, well, it was actually kind of interesting. I don't remember actually why I went back again, but I went back again to the primary and I was like, okay, I have a lot of pain. Like, honestly, something I've learned this year is that with our healthcare system, you really have to advocate for yourself. Unfortunately, doctors are just gonna write you off and just be like, no, you're fine. But I was like, I'm in a lot of pain. I literally cannot function. My head just is pounding every single freaking day. And so she gave me this medication that basically it's like a painkiller for your nerves. And so I took that, and then I also have like an uncle in El Salvador who's a pharmacist, and he had sent some medicine with his son, and he told me I should take this painkiller that they had, and after taking that pill, literally the pain just went away. And I was just so thankful, because I was like, my head just hurts like crazy. So that was like about 2 weeks, and then I went to a neurologist. The neurologist saw me for literally 2 minutes and said, Bell's palsy, you know, hope majority of people recover, you're fine. And I just remember thinking, you've seen me for 2 minutes, and I understand, you know, if you look at all the research on Bell's palsy, people really, oh, sorry. So if you look at all the research online, you know, people really don't know what causes it. So I understand the doctors don't have much, but I forced them to at least give me a head scan. So we did a scan of my head, and thankfully it came out fine. I don't have anything, so that was good. And then my neurologist said, you know, you should go to physical therapy. So I went to physical therapy, and my first physical therapist said, after going for I went for like a week, okay? This is when I first was really bad, and I had zero movement, and my physical therapist was like, I don't think you're gonna get better. And I just remember being so disappointed and being like, thanks, you know, thanks for the no hope, which, again, I understand some people have to, you know, be realistic. Okay, so I'm back. So basically where I left off, I was talking about how my physical therapist wasn't really giving me much hope, and I understand that they had to be realistic, but at the same time I was kind of getting down, because it was like, wow, they like don't even believe in me, so I guess I'm stuck like this for the rest of my life, right? And then I actually did a lot of things. I went to acupuncturist, I would massage my face, and nothing really was helping. And then COVID hit, and I just was too scared to go back to my therapist, because, you know, I can't have a mask on my face when I'm doing it and all this stuff. So anyways, fast forward a couple weeks, actually a couple months, I still had not really seen much improvement in my face. I went back to a neurologist, and he was like, yeah, you're not improving like normal people. And this girl, so I have a TikTok, and this girl on one of my TikToks said, hey, I have Bell's palsy too, and it's really helped me to go to a physical therapist. You should really look into that. And at that point, I had given up on physical therapy. I was like, you know, they don't even have hope in me. They've already told me I'm not going to get better, so why am I going to go back? But I said, you know what, I have nothing to lose other than money, but I have nothing to lose, so let me just give it a try. So I went back to my physical therapist, and this time I got put with another physical therapist who was actually the owner of the practice. And he was like, you know, you do have a really bad case, but we're going to have hope. We're going to try. And that was kind of a turning point for me, because it was like, he actually wants to try. You know, like he knows my face is really bad, but he's like, you know what, we're going to try, and we'll see where your face can get. So I went to physical therapy. I've been going twice a week for a very long time now. I paid a lot of money, and my face has gotten better. When I first started going to physical therapy, I could barely close my eye. And like, look now. Look at that. And something that my physical therapist does is that he also does electrical acupuncture. And I was very hesitant to believe in it at first. I was like, is that just some mojo that they do just to make money off of you? But I can tell you, I had to miss physical therapy like for 2 weeks or something, and my face started tightening back up a little bit after. And I just can see the difference when I don't go to physical therapy. And I've seen such a difference. Like, my face is a lot more lifted. I have a little bit more life. Yeah, it's not perfect. Look, in my mouth, this side, when I talk, it doesn't do what it has to do. My eye doesn't always blink, but it's gotten a lot better. And honestly, I think I've come to the reality that my body is healing very slowly, and maybe it won't heal completely. Maybe I'll never go back to being my normal self, and maybe I won't be able to smile as I used to, but I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with continually taking care of my body and just being more mindful and more aware of how your body is and taking care of it. And I know that I have to continue, maybe for the rest of my life, I'm gonna have to continually do massages and do these things, because when I don't, my face tenses up. Like, I don't know for other people with Bell's palsy, if you didn't get better, the problem is that your muscles aren't moving. So if you don't move them yourself, then they start to tense up and they start to like die away, you know, and that causes headaches. And it's hard just because when you go through Bell's palsy, I don't want a pity story. Like, I don't want people to be crying over me, but it's kind of like this. Like, if you were to get paralyzed, if your leg got paralyzed, people would have sympathy. People would care, you know, people would say, whoa, that happened. But because it's my face and it's not always so noticeable, sometimes my face does better, people don't realize that it's an injury, it's a health problem. Doctors will just say, oh, you'll be fine. And it's like, no, if my face doesn't move, one, that hurts your self-esteem, because hello, you're used to being able to smile, express yourself. And I remember there was times I'd be in the car and let's say my boyfriend was sitting on this side of me. He would be like, let's say I was being very expressive with this side of my face. He was like, I don't really know how you feel right now. And I'm like, oh yeah, you can't, like, if he's driving, he can't see the side of my face and like he can't see my expression, and that can be very frustrating because your face is everything, you know? So I feel like with Bell's palsy, it can just be very frustrating because people don't understand, people don't get it. And thankfully, I have been getting a lot better. I don't, you know, my therapist thinks that maybe it was like, because I always get these ear infections, so he was thinking that possibly that could be the cause of why I got it again. And then also because when I had Bell's palsy the first time, it was on the side. He was like, your nerves got damaged the first time and now they got damaged again. So it's like, it's harder for it to be able to completely regenerate itself again. So I guess that's kind of my story of what I've been going through, and you know, the struggle of having this, and people not really understanding. But I don't want to leave on a downer note. I do want to say there is, even though there's not that much research and stuff, but for me, honestly, what has been the life changer has been the electrical acupuncture, and then just continually doing the exercises every single day, massaging my face, and just knowing that at the end of the day, even if I can't completely move my face, I'm okay. You know, I've come to the conclusion, I'm still the same person. I just express myself a little bit differently now. And I'm okay with that. And I know that I have so much more life to live, and I can't be down on myself. And I make videos on TikTok about Bell's palsy, and I've had so many people comment saying like, you know, that happened to me 5 years ago and I still can't move my face. I can't do this, I can't do that. And I realized that there's a big community of people out there with Bell's palsy, and there's a lot of unanswered questions for us. We don't know why, we don't know what we can do to make our face better, but all I know is that I've come to accept my reality. I'm continually having hope that one day it'll get better, but for now I'm okay with how I am. So yeah, that's a little bit of my story, and I hope that this helps anybody. To finish off, so that I'll actually leave you guys, is find a good physical therapist who is not going to give up on you. Be open to electrical acupuncture if you're able to, and don't give up on the exercises. That has been the main things. Things that I've tried that I don't really like. I tried acupuncture through somebody who was kind of shady. That was the worst experience of my life. Make sure the person that you're doing that, like going to, that does the acupuncture is like reputable and actually knows what they're doing. I went to some random dude that honestly I think I paid $600 to for no reason. The vitamin C, not vitamin C, it's vitamin B12. I took the shots. That really hurts. Honestly, I didn't really see much of an improvement, even though that could be helpful. I won't rule it out because vitamin B12 is really good for your nerves, so try it out. And then I would just say be a really big advocate for yourself, because sometimes doctors just won't even care. So yeah, that's my story, and I hope that it helps anybody. If you have any questions about my Bell's palsy journey, if you have Bell's palsy or anything, leave your comments and questions down below. And I'm glad to be able to be uploading a new video since I haven't done this in forever. Bye guys.